Yeah! I'm back, Jack. I just got back, man. Woo, it's rough and tough out there, boy. Yeah. Rough and tough. Give me, hey. It was rough and tough out there. At the produce market, that is. Something in my teeth. I ain't got nothing since this morning. Chewing a lot of goddamn chewing gum. You know I hate chewing gum. I really do hate chewing gum. When I was driving them big trucks and shit, every now and then I'd buy some gum, man. I bring it out of Mexico because it was cheaper. It was like them little pills and them little hard thing, crunchy gum shit. I forgot. I think it was Trident or something. But my favorite was Wiggly gum. Wiggly gum is my favorite. Ooh, but I hate gum. Let me see that gum. See that gum Eclipse. Bunny buy this shit, and I told him to stop buying it. It's like whatever, I don't know how much it costs, but you get 180 pieces, right? 180 pieces. I hate this shit, man, because, hey, give me one of them Wiser. Give me a Wiser. Man, I was out there, man. It was hot out there, and I was at that market, right? Y'all seen me at the market, the fish market. That market kind of like, ain't a lot going on today. It's the middle of the week. But if you go there Saturday morning, man, and Sunday, it's crowded, and they got goddamn so much stuff in there. I'm talking like pork, beef, chicken, and fish, and whatever else a Negro can eat. I guess they got turtles. Nah, they ain't got no turtles. Maybe some, whatever the hell they got. Frog legs. Nah, they ain't got no frogs. I was talking to that young lady the other day. And I told her Philippines don't got no goddamn frogs. She insists that they do, so hell. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Yeah, it was hot out there. It's still hot out there. Right now it's 3:30. I'm in the process of trying to get my Filipino driver's license. According to my understanding of the facts, I can legally operate a motor vehicle in the Philippines for 90 days. From the day they stamped my passport. I got 90 days to get a Filipino driver's license. See them shrimps? Them some big ass shrimps, I must confess. Yeah! Look at that big ass shrimp, man. Jesus Christ, why they got them long ass things sticking out? Anybody ever asked that question? I know I ain't the first person on the planet that ever asked that question. Why do the shrimps always got that long ass thing sticking out? You know, like whiskers on a cat, right?
This is the fish is good for the skin. That's one. This one.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's a very
whatever the hell, that's a fish. That's some kind of fish.
very expensive fish in the restaurant.
They says it's Bunny Yellow says it's expensive. Right? If she says it's expensive, goddamn it, it's expensive.
Yeah, 200 pesos.
Yeah! Before I left home this morning to go attempt to try to get my Filipino driver's license, I was looking at March Madness. Now, the only time I actually take the time to sit down and look at college basketball is March Madness. Now, I will say, I love college football, so I look at college football all the time. But college basketball, not so much. But, without a doubt, I do have a tendency to focus on March Madness. Now, I don't feel like brackets. You know, they got these brackets. In March Madness, there are 64 teams. No, they used to be 64. They are now 68 teams that make 68 college teams that make the tournament. March Madness is a college basketball tournament. They select 68 teams. It's supposed to be the best 68 teams in the country. Some teams some teams make it that shouldn't make it, and some teams that should have made it don't make it. But, you know, I digress. I'm not a part of that committee that picks the 68 teams. Anyway, I try to look at it every year, like when I was in El Paso driving trucks and shit. You know, I would get home like on Friday. And it would start Saturday about noon. It would go to about 10 o'clock. I try to look at as much of it as I can. Saturday and Sunday. The last time I seen the championship game, it was Villanova. And no, that wasn't the last time. I remember seeing it. The last two championship games I seen was Villanova. I forgot who they was playing. I think they was playing Duke. And they beat Duke, man, on that last play of the game. Man, that guy went down there and I only had like 8 seconds on the clock. He got that ball and he went down there, man. He did a little twist here and a little twist there. And a little dab there and a little dab there, right? And he tossed that ball over there to that brother. That brother was like 6'5" or 6'6", power forward. When that brother got that ball, he had 2.5 seconds. So he got the ball, he brought it up, went straight up, and when he released that ball, time the ball got out of his hand, that clock went to 0. And I'm telling you, nothing but bottom. We call it bottom. Nothing but bottom of the net. Villanova won that game. Yeah, boy, yeah. And then I remember looking at Texas Tech. I can't remember who they was playing. It was about 5, 6, 7 years ago. Texas Tech was playing somebody. I can't remember who they're playing. They almost won. But almost ain't good enough. Texas Tech lost that game like on a very, very, very the slimmest of margin you can imagine. And that's the kind of stuff you get with March Madness. You know, they had this controversy the last 3 or 4 years with Dylan Mulvaney. Y'all know Dylan Mulvaney, right? Budweiser tried to pull a slick one on us. This was about 3 or 4 years ago. They tried to slip Dylan Mulvaney on us and shit during March Madness. The transgender. Dylan Mulvaney is a transgender. who did a Budweiser advertisement. They snuck it in on March Madness. You know, 80% of the people that look at March Madness, right, is heterosexual males. It's at least 80%, right? And they try to drop Dylan Mulvaney on us looking at March Madness. It backfired on them, and now Bud Light is the number 3 selling beer in America. Before they did that, they were number 1. Now they number 3. It was almost certain that Bud Light was going out of business. Now Bud Light is Budweiser, which is Anheuser-Busch, which is licensed by a Belgian company. They got all the rights to distributing Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch products. So because they had them billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars, they kept it afloat. But I digress. I guess y'all saying, nigga, what the hell are you talking about? Anyway, before I went out there this morning to try to acquire my Filipino driver's license, I was looking at some March Madness highlights. And I'm telling you right now, you heard it from Big Boy Fellow. I would suggest anybody who see this video go to your bank and get $1,000 out. And put that money on Arkansas. Arkansas Razorback. Tell your mama, tell your papa, I'm going to send you back to Arkansas. Arkansas number 8 seed has made it to Sweet 16. Now Sweet 16 starts Saturday. They started out with 68 teams. Now they're down to 16. That means everybody else been eliminated. There's 16 teams left. Arkansas is one of those 16 teams. They started playing again Saturday. And I'm telling y'all, Arkansas is a dark horse in this race. Arkansas, now it won't be their first rodeo, because if you go back to 1994, or was it 90? Hell, I believe it was 92. Hell, it was either 92 or 93. The NCAA Division I men's basketball champion was Arkansas Razorbacks. So they won a national crown before. I think it was in 1992. I'm not sure. I think it was in 1992. Hell, I don't know. Shit, could have been 1995. I know I was looking at the game. It had to been most likely 1995. Let me get a little bit of history on that shit, my Negroes. Arkansas won the national championship. I can't remember who they played. I think they played UCLA, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. That was, goddamn, that would have been 30 years ago. If it was 1995, it was 30 years ago. They was coached by Nolan Richards. Nolan Richards. Who is Nolan Richards? Well, let me tell you. Nolan Richards was one of the Fabulous Five. You ever heard that word, Fabulous Five? Here it goes back to 1968, when University of Texas, El Paso. University of Texas, El Paso. Back then they called them West Texans. UTEP, University of Texas, El Paso. Miners. That's their slogan. That's their slogan, the Miners. Won the 1968 NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. Yeah, boy. The only collegiate basketball team in Texas that won the NCAA basketball championship is UTEP, University of Texas in El Paso. Yep. Bet y'all didn't know that. 1968. Coach Don Haskin. R.I.P. Don Haskin. Don Haskin coached that team for like 40 goddamn years. At the end of his coaching career, he was a big fat turkey. But they never asked him to step down. He stepped down after about 35 years. Yeah! Right now, Don Haskin would be like 95 years old. He died about 4 or 5 years ago. Down there in El Paso, Texas. Don Haskin was the first NCAA basketball coach to start 5 African Americans in a lineup. We're talking 1966, 67, 68, folks. It was an unwritten rule by the NCAA. The most you can have on a starting lineup in NCAA basketball is 2 African American Negroes. God damn it, it is what it is. One of those 5 players, the Fabulous 5, was former Arkansas head coach Nolan Richards. Remember I told you, when Arkansas won that championship, who was the Arkansas head coach? Nolan Richards. So Nolan Richards won a NCAA men's Division I basketball crown as a player and as a coach. Yeah, boy. And I'm telling you right now, Arkansas is getting ready to. So you got the Sweet 16 now. Let me see how that shit go. Sweet 16, that'll be Friday. Wait a minute. Shit, I don't know. I used to look. I'm not as big a college basketball fan as I used to be. I believe the Sweet 16 starts Thursday and Friday. Thursday and Friday, you'll be looking at the Sweet 16. And then starting Saturday, it will be the Elite 8. Elite 8. That means after Thursday and Friday, they'll be down to 18. They call them the Elite 8. And they'll play Saturday and Sunday. And I'm telling you right now, Arkansas will at least make the Elite 8. I'm telling you, man, I'm telling y'all, they got some teams in this motor scooter. They got some good teams in this motor school dirt. Man, don't miss. If you're a basketball fan, don't miss this tournament from now on. Now, I can understand you missed last week. But this him with shit hit the fan. You got the top 16 teams. And then after Saturday night, you'll have the top 8 teams battling it out for the NCAA Division I men's basketball championship. Oh, once they get past the Elite 8, which will be Sunday, they'll move on to what we call the Final Four. Final Four. That'll be like the first week in August. The first weekend in August will be like the 4th or the 5th. That means you got the final 14 left out of this 68 teams that was selected. And that'll be on a Saturday. You'll have the final 4 teams, and they will battle each other to make it to the championship. Let me tell you something. Let me show y'all, because y'all don't know this kind of shit. I do, y'all don't know this. The number one generating in terms of the number one generating money sports entity in America is number 1, the Super Bowl. Super Bowl generate more money than any other sports entity on the planet. What's number 2, big boy fella? Number 2, NCAA Division I college football championship. Number 2, that's Vegas. We talking Vegas money, y'all. What's number 3? NCAA Division I collegiate men's basketball. That's the 3rd biggest generation of revenue in America, quite possibly the world. So don't miss it. I'm getting ready to go back and look at some more highlights from last week. Like I said, tell your mama, tell your pa, I'm going to send you back to Arkansas. Y'all get that money but Arkansas. Now, remember what I said. If I tell you it's the bet blue, bet anything but blue. Anyway, I'm out of here. Big boy Ed fella. I'm going to merge this video here with the one I did at the market, the produce market. So at least I think I'm going to attempt to. If I don't, then this will be 2 videos. It's probably too long to be 2 videos, so I probably won't merge them. But anyway, big boy Ed fella. Yeehaw! Ain't that right, Looney? Ain't that right, Looney Booney? Looney Booney, man, don't let me out of her sight. Adios.